Good morning, BNI. This is Thomas from Rejola IT Services, the technology team member of our region. So I am preparing this video as a tutorial for the visitor module that has been developed by the regional technology team. So I will be walking you through all the stages of the visitor module, every single aspect of it, and I hope this particular module that we have created will really help in increasing the conversion of visitors in each chapter in the region. So let me straight away get into logging in BNI tools and explaining step-by-step process of how to use the visitor module so that you can increase the conversion rate in your chapter. So of course the first step is to log in to the bnitools.rejola.com. So once you come here, and if you have not yet logged in and you want to you're logging in for the first time, just click on forgot password. Okay, just click on forgot password, and you just have to follow the steps. Use the email ID that you are already using on BNI Connect. Create a new password and log in with that user ID and password over here. Okay, so once you get your user ID, once you create your password, just type the email ID and the password here and sign in into the BNI tools software. And once you come here, the first step that has to be done for the visitor module is by the leadership team. The leadership team will have to do the first step, and that is basically updating the Zoom link of the meeting. Okay, so that Zoom link has to be updated on BNI tools as the first step for using the BNI tools. So how can the Zoom link be updated? The leadership team, anyone, either the president, vice president or the secretary treasurer, will have to come to this menu, Teams, come to leadership team and click on calendar. Okay, so in this calendar, of course the calendar is meant for tracking the goals of the chapter. So in this particular calendar, you will see that a new button called Zoom has been added to each of the meeting, and by clicking on this button, the Zoom details can be updated over here. So the meeting link, meeting ID, meeting password and the time of the meeting can be updated over here. And one thing that the LT can do is, if you create a recurring meeting on Zoom, you just have to update these details once on BNI tools. But if you are creating separate meeting IDs for each week, then you will have to come and update separately every single week over here. So we would strongly recommend that you create a recurring meeting ID and just update the recurring meeting details over here. And once you update the recurring meeting details here, automatically the recurring detail meeting ID, which will be same for each week, it will get assigned for every single week automatically. Okay, so that is the first step of entering the Zoom meeting details, preferably the recurring meeting details on BNI Connect in this particular menu, that is Teams, leadership team and calendar. So that's the first step. And the second step is each chapter will have a unique link for inviting visitors or to update visitors. Now what happens, what was happening all along is the Google form was being sent to the visitor and the visitor was supposed to be filling up the details. Henceforth, the member themselves can update the visitor details with a link like this. So for example, for Aspire chapter, it is bnitools.rejola.com and Aspire being mentioned at that. So these links will be provided to you from the region. All the links for each chapter will be provided to you. So once you click on that link, automatically the visitor information detail page will appear for that particular chapter. Okay, and also all the member names will automatically come of that particular chapter here, where the sponsored details can be entered. So here let us us say, for example, I want to enter a particular visitor for dollars chapter. So what I will have to do is I'll have to take the dollars chapter link, or I'll have to just click on the dollars chapter link, and once I do that, my form for dollars chapter will come up. And let's say I am trying to invite a visitor. Okay, I'm just keeping a dummy name right now, and the category is, let's say, websites. Okay, and let's say I'm just creating some dummy details. Okay, so I've entered the mobile number, and I'm the sponsor, so I'll just enter my name here. I've entered my name. Remarks is well connected. I'm just writing some remarks. It's not mandatory, it is optional. You can see that certain fields are mandatory, certain fields are optional. Visit date is the person is going to come this Friday, so I'm selecting the date as Friday, and it's a closed category in our chapter. But however, if the person is very much interested, so I'll put as 1 closed. So this is an initial interest. Again, this is not mandatory, it's optional, but the member who is inviting has an option to indicate this. So if they want, they can indicate it, or they can leave it blank. So let's say, for example, I am saying the person is very interested and it's a closed category. So this gives an idea for the leadership team, the MC committee, especially application review, that okay, this is what the person is actually interested, the visitor is actually interested, but it's a closed category in the chapter. So this detail can be got, with this whatever is being marked over here. And so let me put my personal email ID here so that I can show how the mail comes. Okay, so I've changed it to my personal email ID here. So the moment I save this, that is, I as a member, I am entering my visitor details with the date of invitation. I am entering these details and I am clicking on save, confirm. So the moment I do that, the moment I save, what is happening is there is an email that is being sent to the visitor. So for example, I'll just open my email ID and I'll show the details. So this is how the mail goes from BNI tools to the visitor. Okay, so this is how the mail goes: BNI CBDA tools, BNI meeting registration confirmation. So when I click on this particular mail, so this is how it comes. Congratulations, you have been successfully registered for the BNI meeting on Jan 8, 2020 at 7:30 AM, and the meeting Zoom details are below. It comes blank here because the details have not been updated. The moment you update, those details would come here. The link would come, the ID would come, the password would come, all those details would come over here like this. Okay. So this is how one of the things that would happen as soon as the visitor details are entered here. The visitor would get the details through email automatically, whatever email is being added over here. Along with this, what happens is a day before the meeting. So for example, Dollars chapter is meeting on the Friday. One day before, that's on Thursday night at 8 PM, a summary of all the visitors who are visiting the next day, a summary of that, for example, 3 visitors or 10 visitors or 20 visitors, a summary of that would be sent to the LT, LVH and the support director, 3 in the LT, the LVH and the support director, as an email. So all the details like name, whatever is mentioned here, whatever details are mentioned here, a summary of this is sent to all these members, the LT, LVH and support director at 8 PM one day before automatically. It goes automatically. The purpose of this is LT can then use that data to update the slides. Okay, they can update the slides, and LVH also has information ready that these are the visitors who are expected to come tomorrow. So this is the next thing that would happen in this process. Okay, so the automated mail is sent at 8 PM one day before the meeting to these members. The next thing that happens is once the meeting is over, the vice president will have to come here and click on visitor attendance. Okay, so the vice president will come here and click on visitor attendance, and the vice president will have to select the drop down from here, the visit date drop down from here, and the vice president can click on whether it is present or absent. Okay, the selection can be done over here, and also what did the visitor tell, whether they are interested, it's one, they mark 1, 2 or 3, or it's an open category, closed category. Though the member would have already entered this when the member was updating it while inviting the visitor, the vice president can once again enter the latest details here, okay, after the meeting experience. So that is something that the vice president has to do to mark attendance. Okay, the vice president will have to mark attendance over here. So this is the overall meeting process. There are few visitor process. There are few bonus activities that can be done with whatever details that are being captured. For example, in visitor there is a module called visitor conversion. So if you come here, the idea behind visitor conversion is, let me select some data here. Yeah, I'm just trying to get some old data here. So if you see here, each of the visitors, their details are over here, and it serves as a simple CRM, as a lead management or an inquiry management or a visitor follow-up management tool. So here, the application review can actually follow up on all these visitors. So they can come here and they can click on update and select what is happening with that particular visitor, whether follow-up, hold, dropped, or joined our chapter, joined another chapter, on what date did the visitor ask to call again, and what is the remarks, what was spoken to the visitor, or what did the visitor tell, or instructions that the application review should remember when they call the visitor again the next time. All those things can be done over here. So BNI Tools also has a visitor conversion module where all the visitors can be tracked, and they converting them or helping them to become as a member is present as one of the modules, as a bonus module, which is an extension of what is required to invite visitors. So conversion is there. Another bonus activity that is there is when I log in, I will be able to see my visitors. Okay, I will be able to see my visitors as a member. Since I'm having the technology rights, I'm able to see more visitors here, but otherwise when I log in, I will be able to see only my visitors, and I can re-invite the visitors if they have not come already. So I have to just come on visitor conversion, I have to just come to visitor conversion and click on edit. Okay, the moment I click on edit, there is a button called re-invite. So I have to just change the date here. Like for example, if I would have invited the visitor on a particular Friday for Dollar Chapter meeting, and the person could not come, I can just select the next Friday date and I can click on re-invite. Okay, I can just click on re-invite, and what would happen is the entire process would automatically repeat by itself. Mail would go to the visitor. 8 p.m. email would go to the LT, LVH and support director, and the follow-up process would start all over again. So there is no need to retype the data or to remember all the data, and it will also help the members to make a list of all the visitors whom they would like to invite, and they can just use this module to remind them whom they have to invite, and they can send the link automatically to those visitors. So all that work is being simplified and it has been automated. Okay. So and one final thing is, of course, when you come into visitor conversion, the members can also see the status of their own visitors. So if visitor has visited a month back and the member wants to find out that what happened to my visitor, what is the follow-up that's being done, like is the visitor joining us or joining another chapter, all those things can be tracked by the member in the BNI tools without having to contact anyone, because everything is available here. They can go and see the details quite easily. So these are the modules of the visitor visitor conversion module that has been created by the regional technology team. So hope this tutorials video was quite helpful. Please do give us feedback so that we can keep improving these modules and help each chapter, each member to make more money in a more meaningful manner by using all these BNI tools. Thank you very much and waiting for your feedback and great success for all the chapters in our region. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.